Hey everyone, welcome back to Taste of Trini. Today I'm showing you how I make one of my absolute favorite meals, dal rice and bhaji. I'll also show you a bonus recipe for Geera chicken. This meat mouth husband I have here, he won't eat unless he gets a meat dish also. So I'm making a really quick Geera chicken to go with the dal rice and bhaji. This video is about a year old, so while I was editing the footage, I was drooling because I wish I could get fresh bhaji like this again. So here's all the nice fresh Dasheen bush bhaji, and I also got some chorai bhaji or some Jamaican callaloo from my aunt's tree. If you have fresh Dasheen bush and you plan on cooking it within a few days, cut the stems off and wrap the leaves in a slightly moist paper towel and store it in the fridge. I had these in the fridge for about a week and it stayed really good. I cut the stems into smaller pieces and I stored it in a freezer bag. Now I'll show you how I prepare the fresh Dasheen bush. First, I separate the stems from the leaves, and if you notice, these leaves are really young and small. For this dish, you want the younger leaves because they're much softer and they cook quicker. The bigger leaves are usually used for rolled up sahina. To clean the stem, pull the fibrous skin off to reveal the tender stalk. This is quite therapeutic actually. I find cooking to be such a calming and healing process. Do you feel the same? Once the stalks are cleaned, break or cut them into smaller pieces. I know some people throw it away, but please don't. It adds such a lovely texture to the bhaji and it's also really healthy as well. Also, it does stain, so you want to make sure you protect your countertops and your fingers and maybe even your clothes too. So the stems are all chopped up now, so I'll wash the leaves. Thoroughly wash the leaves in a vinegar, salt and water solution to get all the dirt off. So my mom called at the same time, so I thought it would be interesting to ask her how she cooks her bhaji, and I just kept the camera running. She didn't know.
I just put a lot of onions, a lot of pimento, and a lot of garlic. I love plenty garlic and onions in my bhaji.
And coconut milk, right?
Not really,
Okay.
hardly ever.
So I shouldn't put any?
I like to cook it to get the real taste. So I just put a lot of garlic and onion and things.
So you think I shouldn't put any coconut milk?
It's up to you when you taste it and you see how it tastes, and if you feel you want that flavor, you can put it.
Okay. Alright, well,
but I hardly ever put coconut
Okay.
powder in bhaji. I may put it in callaloo. If I make it callaloo, yeah.
Okay.
But if your daddy cooking bhaji,
Yeah, I know Daddy like to put coconut milk in his.
coconut.
And he's put lime and thing.
Yeah, and he might put piece of achar.
Okie dokes, well.
Where you got that bhaji?
And I have chorai bhaji too. So I clean some and steam it, and I have some in the fridge too.
I love chorai bhaji.
How do you cook it?
Same way, just like normal bhaji.
Oh. Cool.
And what you do when you chunk it and it's chunky real good, you slow down the heat and cover it and let it kind of like steam,
Mm-hmm.
and then cook nice.
Well, I'll make that later on this week then.
Yeah, that's that bhaji real. They say that bhaji real high
Iron.
in iron, good to build your blood.
Oh.
That does have sometimes that little kind of bitter taste sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's high in iron.
Oh, okay. Because I put some in pilau the other day, and Kevin actually liked the pilau. He really eat that pilau.
The chorai.
Yeah, and he really enjoyed the pilau.
Yeah, you can put in dal too. You can put in soup.
Yeah, I put some in dal the other day.
In dal and swizzle it up. And you can even do a mixed bhaji too.
With two different types.
Yeah, with chorai, Dasheen bush, and the pui bhaji.
Oh, okay.
All that is a mix, and we'll put a young pumpkin leaf in it. And make a bhaji mix.
Well, you have to share that recipe then.
Yeah, you get the tip of the pumpkin,
Mm-hmm.
the pumpkin vine. The tip, and you can take a leaf or two and a little piece of the stem, but you get the soft tip, not the hard one.
So back to our scheduled program now. Once the leaves are washed, chop it into small pieces. See the hard piece that attaches to the stem? You can use it or you can discard it if you want. Now a final rinse before it goes into the pot. Now I'm just chopping the aromatics like garlic, onion and peppers here. And I didn't have pimentos, but gosh, they are such a great addition to bhaji. Now let's work on the chicken. I have some thyme and curry leaves here, and I'm gonna season up the chicken. I'm adding some green seasoning, garlic, black pepper and salt. Very basic, but the end result will be so scrumptious. Now I'll make a quick dal in the Instant Pot. In the pot I have 1 cup of washed split peas, and I'm adding some salt, turmeric, freshly minced garlic, roasted ground jeera and hot pepper. Again, pimento peppers go great in this, but I didn't have any. You can also add a small piece of onion. Now add 2 cups of water. I'm also adding this curry or carapile leaf. Close the lid and make sure the vent is sealed. Set it for 12 minutes, and I actually set it for 15 here because a year ago I was still testing out making dal in the Instant Pot. Now I set it to about 10 to 12 minutes and it cooks perfectly. I'm also setting my jasmine rice up to cook in the rice cooker. To a pan on medium-high heat, I'm adding some oil first and then I'll add the chopped onions. Once it becomes translucent, add some carapile or curry leaves, garlic and peppers. Now I'm adding a very small amount of curry powder and some water. Once it fries until grainy, I'm adding the seasoned chicken in. Mix well and let it bubble and release its natural juices. When it dries and starts sticking to the bottom of the pan, add some water. I like to add water to the same bowl it was seasoned in so I get all that lovely seasoning into the pot. Now I'm adding the star ingredient, some freshly roasted and ground jeera. It's bubbling away now and I'm adding a piece of frozen green seasoning. Back then we were making fewer trips to the groceries, so I froze plenty green seasoning. After 5 to 10 minutes, the sauce should thicken up nicely, so this is the best time to add that finishing touch, some more jeera. Once it has thickened to the consistency you want, turn it off and add some freshly chopped seasoning, or you can omit this step if you want. I made it dry like cutters, but of course you can leave a little bit of sauce to drizzle over the rice or to sop up with some roti. And here you have it, a quick jeera chicken for a hungry husband. The dal has finished pressure cooking now, so I release the steam. Now Now I'm using my dal gutney or wooden swizzle stick to swizzle up the dal and make it smooth and nice. To chunky the dal, I've added some avocado oil to this pan on medium heat, along with some whole jeera grains. Some garlic and curry or karapila leaves. Now I'm adding it to the dal and covering it, and that's it. Now for the bhaji. I have a pot here with oil, and to that I'm adding some chopped onion, a few curry leaves, and this is optional. Add plenty garlic and some peppers, hot and mild like pimentos. Saute for a few minutes and then add the chopped bhaji. It looks like a lot at first, but I like to cover it, let it steam and wilt, and then add the rest. This bhaji is so soft that after steaming for just 5 minutes, it's already melting like butter. Add salt and cover again and let it steam. You don't need to add any liquid at all, just make sure it's like medium-low heat. Now I'm using my trusty dal gutney again to create a smooth texture. I love some chunks in there too, so I won't swizzle it too much. Of course, you can add coconut milk to it too. If you don't have Dasheen bush leaves, frozen or chopped baby spinach is actually a great substitute with some sliced okras added in. I have 2 other really informative videos about Dasheen bush, so I'll link it in the description box for you. Now the bhaji is ready, so I'm taking some out to vacuum seal and freeze once it gets cool. I usually take it out on our fasting day and I make a quick dal and rice or sweet potato roti to go with it. And that's about it for today's simple and tasty meal. Dal and rice with a cherry pepper I got from Auntie Molly's tree, some yummy and healthy Dasheen bush bhaji, and a tasty Geera chicken for the meat mouth. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with me in the kitchen. I always appreciate your kind comments and interactions. Of course, you know I serenade my food because it just tastes so much sweeter in my opinion. Thanks again for spending time in the kitchen with me. See you next time. Bye!